Hello there, it is I, Shepherd Shang, brings you another episode of Abyssalcraft is Kind of Awesome. And in this episode we are covering the crafting recipes that are available to you once you are in the Dreadlands. Yes, so let's get into it. Okay, so, you remember this item in my hand? The Staff of Rending, which you use to make the skins of the Abyssal Wasteland, which you need to get the Abyssal Wasteland Necronomicon? Well, you gotta do that in this dimension too. In this case, you trying to get this item, Dreadlands Essence. Just like with the Abyssal Wasteland, all the status effects are in the way. Using it in the Dreadlands will give you Dreadlands energy. Again, you need 100 to get it. And once you have Dreadlands Essence, you surround them in Dread Fragments, which are drops from the Dreadlings. One of the mobs in this dimension. I want to say it's the Dreadlings, but I can't help but feel that that's wrong. Give me a second. Okay, no, it's not the Dreadlings. They are you get them from the Dread Spawn, which, if you remember, for the Potions episode, that was the type of mob the sheep turned into when I get it with the Dread Plague effect. Yeah, they spawn pretty commonly around here. You probably saw quite a few of them in the episode with the Dreadlands biomes. Yeah, they're very common. They drop these items, and again, put Dreadlands Essence in it, surround them with the Dread Fragments, and you get Skin of the Dreadlands. You take your Abyssal Wasteland Necronomicon, surround it with 8 of those, and you get the Dreadlands Necronomicon, which has 20,000 PE storage, as opposed to the Abyssal Wasteland, which only had 10,000. Hooray! So, as per usual, there are new tools available for this from this dimension. Same with armor. Let's take a quick look at those. So Diamond Pickaxe, 5 attack damage, durability 1561. Dreadium Pickaxe, 8 attack damage, and 2300 durability. Diamond Sword is 7 attack. The Dreadium Pickaxe has a better attack value than a Diamond Sword. Keep that in mind. And Dreadium Sword has 10 attack damage, also 2300 durability. But this one's a bit interesting. The Diamond Chestplate has Protection 8, durability 528. Dreadium Chestplate has Protection 6, durability 640. Yeah, it's not as good as the Diamond Chestplate. I have the feeling this might have been nerfed, but I might be wrong. I'll find out and put it in a supplemental episode or something. Yeah, I seem to recall that these used to be better. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, to make them, you have the normal crafting recipes, but you're using these Dreadium ingots. Now, at this point, you'll probably notice that there is no recipe for getting Dreadium ingots. And that is because you can't mine Dreadium. Dreadium is a bit more complicated than anything we've seen so far. And it involves mob drops. You remember those blocks? Yeah, you're gonna need those blocks. But anyway, mob drops. In this case, it also requires the Transmutator. Transmutator was the machine you got from the Abyssal Wasteland. It is necessary for the mod. You will have to make this if you want to progress. And in order to get Dreadium ingots, you have to transmute these Dreaded Shards of Abyssalcraft. Now, there are other ways to get Dreadium ingots. We're going to go over them later. But this is the first way you have them available to you. Dreaded Shards of Abyssalcraft are dropped from mobs called Dread Guards. I think we saw them in the out of the in the background of the biomes episode, but we'll go over them in the mobs episode. They are tough, but they will always drop these, I believe. I think they drop percentages like 100% or something. But don't quote me on that. Okay, so now that you know how to get those Dreadium ingots, time to see some of the stuff you can do with them. And the first thing aside is this. This is the Crystallizer. I've mentioned the crystal items before. You'll finally be able to get them now that you can make the Crystallizer, which requires blocks of Dreadium. 2 blocks of Dreadium, a furnace, and 6 Dreadstone bricks, which at this point is pretty easy to get. What you do with the Crystallizer, just like with the Transmutator, it has an interface. That's the word I'm thinking of. An interface sort of like the furnace. You put whatever you're crystallizing in there. You put the fuel there. There's an indicator for the fuel usage there. And the output is here. You notice that there are 2 outputs. Oh hey, I forgot about that. Yeah, the Crystallizer, when you press on this stuff, you actually you can see what it can use as fuel and possible recipes. I forgot about that. But yeah, that's useful. The Crystallizer is pretty important. It's gonna get its own video because yeah, it's useful and important. So anyway, moving on. This item here, Dread Cloth. This is used for a bunch of stuff, like that there, but you make it with 1 leather, 4 string, and 4 dread fragments. Now, you do not have to use this exact recipe. The location of the string and the dread fragments is interchangeable. In other words, if this were a string and that were dread cloth, dread fragments, the recipe would still work. So what are the things you use it for? One of the things is this, Dreadium plates. So you remember the Corallium plates we used to make the really cool plated Corallium armor that damaged mobs just by being near them? Yeah, you use these to make this stuff. The special Dreadium armor. Oh, and you make it with 1 dread cloth in the center and 8 Dreadium ingots surrounding it. So what kind of stuff can you make using those? Well, one of the things you can make is this, the Dreadium Katana hilt. Which is used to make this, the Dreadium Katana. So how do you make the hilt? Well, the hilt is 3 Dreadium ingots, 4 dread cloth, a Dreadlands wood plank, 2 Dreadlands. Oh. Okay, you don't use the plates to make this. Whoops. Okay, 2 Dreadlands wood planks. And you make the hilt. You make the Dreadium Katana using these crystallized Dreadium. We're going to talk about how to get those when I'm talking about the Crystallizer. But yeah, you use 6 of those to make the katana blade. You combine them and you get the Dreadium Katana. Let's take a quick look at that. Here we go. Dreadium Katana. 20 attack damage. Alright, let's look at this. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Now, I don't remember if the Dreadium Katana inflicts the Dread Plague on targets when you use it. Give me a minute. Okay, need something strong enough to survive a hit from the Dreadium Katana. And boop. Nope. Get back here. Okay. Wow, that did a lot of damage. He did not get the Dread Plague. Yep. Okay. No, it doesn't inflict the Dread Plague. Okay, so remember the upgrade kits? Well, you remember the last one we saw was the Corallium upgrade kit. Well, now you can use the Crallium upgrade kits to get the Dreadium upgrade kit. It uses the Crallium upgrade kit, a refined Crallium ingot, and 2 Dreadium ingots. And yeah, there you go. Nothing too complicated there. Now here's something we touched on in the very first episode and never went back to because up until this point it never had a use. This is the small crystal bag. Notice the word crystal in it? Yeah. Now that you actually have consistent access to crystals, it actually has a use. You put a golding in the center, 2 string in the top corners, and then everything else is leather. And, where did I put that? I don't have one in my inventory. Was it over here? Yes, it is over here. Okay, so, in the description it says, this bag holds crystallized elements. You right-click with it, and you see that it is basically a very small chest. Now, watch this. Can't put stuff in it. How about this mod item? Nope. The crystal bags only can hold crystals. They're basically a special inventory for you that is specifically for crystals, so it doesn't take up extra room in your inventory. Not really any better way to explain that. I ran out of... I should have organized this book better. But you can upgrade that small crystal bag to a medium crystal bag using skins of the Abyssal Wasteland, which require using the Staff of Rending back in the Abyssal Wasteland. So, if you want the medium crystal bag, go ahead and do this. I personally don't generally spend the time doing it. I'd rather just have a bunch of small crystal bags simply because they take less time. And of course, there is a large crystal bag, which uses skins of the Dreadlands, which again, you need to use the Staff of Rending to get Dreadland essence. So, and of course, it's an upgraded version of the medium crystal bag, so you also have to do that if you want this. Now, quick check. I do believe, yes, there is a huge crystal bag, which uses skins from the next dimension, which will require essence. So there's just a heads up for you. Okay. So, other crafting recipes. The dreaded samurai helm, which, quick check. Let's see specifically which, the dreaded samurai helm is protection 3, durability 495, and it gives you night vision. Warp ward is from this item here. It's, don't worry about it. It's for the Thaumcraft crap. Yeah, the warp that I just gained. So, how do you make the helmet? Well, first you need a Dreadium helmet. You use Dreadium ingot, and it uses 2 of the Dreadium plates. Yeah. And it's pretty good, honestly. Let's see if I can get sort of a close-up. Yep, that's what it looks like. Anyway, next item. The Dreadium Samurai Chestplate. Okay, let's see. What's this do? Protection 6, durability 720, and it gives you strength, resistance, and fire resistance 2. And you make it using a Dreadium chestplate, 4 Dreadium plates, 1 Dreadium ingot, and 3 Dread cloth. Now, next one is the dreaded Dreadium Samurai leggings, and it gives you regeneration. Hooray! So, again, Dreadium leggings, 2 Dreadium plates, and 3 Dread cloth. And you've got them. Now, the Dreadium Samurai boots, which give you speed 2 and protection 3. And the samurai leggings was protection 8? Really? A better protection than the chest plate. That's interesting. I don't think I've noticed that before. So, you make boots with Dreadium boots, 2 dread cloth, and 3 Dreadlands wood planks. So no Dreadium plates for this one. So yeah, you get these a bit easier than the others. Now, what are these over here? These are couple of the things you can use with crystals. Crystallized carbon. Talk to you how to get that in the crystals episode. Now, you use 8 of them to make a carbon cluster. So what's that good for? Well, it's only good for this. You get 8 carbon clusters, put them around an obsidian, and it makes a dense carbon cluster. So what the heck is that good for? Well, let's show you. You can transmute dense carbon clusters into diamonds. So yeah, it's just another way to get diamonds, which is fun. Okay, so here's a special item that again uses crystals. You use 1 crystallized carbon, crystallized hydrogen, crystallized nitrogen, crystallized oxygen, crystallized phosphorus, and crystallized sulfur to make this, the life crystal. Now this stuff... Ooh. Normally, if you don't know about this, which probably means you either don't have any eye or you haven't looked up on the wiki or something, you normally wouldn't be able to use the life crystal until you get to the next dimension. But since we're here, I'll show you what it's used for. So, you remember how in the Abyssal Wasteland crafting episode I showed you how you could transmute end stone into these? Ithaxium. Ithaxium. Yep. And how you could use Ithaxium to get Ithaxium bricks. So what are there Ithaxium bricks for? Well, for one thing, you can use them to make this. The Materializer. The machine for the next dimension. But in order to do that, you need blocks of Ithaxium. And as you've probably noticed by this point, the life crystal down here, and surrounded by Ithaxium bricks, makes an Ithaxium ingot. Now, I will note that 8 Ithaxium bricks and 1 life crystal makes 1 Ithaxium ingot. And it uses the life crystal. So, getting this takes a bit of time. But yeah. Something you can do ahead of time, rather than just wait till the next dimension. And now we have these. So you remember how in the Biomes episode I mentioned how you have to sort of spawn in the dungeon with the boss? Well, these are the items you use to do it. The Altar of Chagoroth top and the Altar of Chagoroth bottom. The top requires a bucket, 2 sticks, 3 dreadcloth, and 3 dreadium ingots. The bottom requires 2 bones, a dreadcloth, the Asura Dreaded Gateway key, which you use to get to this dimension, 2 dreadium ingots, 2 dreadstone, and 1 dreaded shard of Abyssal Night. And it does use up the Asura's Dreaded Gateway key. Now, keep in mind that it does use it up. If you, it would be a good idea to go ahead and take the time to make another one of them. Through some method or other. If you're, yeah, I'll get into why in the next, for the next dimension. But yeah, Spoilers. Okay, so I think that's about it for the normal crafting recipes. In the next episode, we're going to be getting into how the Crystallizer works, how the Transmutator affects it, and I think I'm also going to go over the Wan's potion recipe you now have access to that you didn't before, just because there's no point in making it its own episode since it's going to be like 2 minutes long. Yeah, I'm just going to throw that in at the end. After that, it's rituals, and then mobs? Or maybe mobs, then rituals. I'll see. And so will you, next time on... Wait, that doesn't work. Oh, no, you won't see it next time. You'll see it in a few episodes. What am I talking about? I was Shepherd Shang. I hope you enjoyed Abyssalcraft is kind of awesome. Goodbye. Bloopers! Hello there, it is I, Shepherd Chung, bringing to you another episode of Abyssalcraft is kind of awesome. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about, I lost it. I gotta start over.